Good evening, everybody. It's Charlie, and welcome back to another video on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. Hope everyone's had a great Friday so far. It's finally the weekend, guys. It's the day before the game, which can only mean one thing. It's time for your match preview ahead of Leeds United against Watford at Elland Road tomorrow afternoon. Just before we get into it, as always, please smash a like on the video if you can. It really does help get the video out there to more people, just with the algorithms and things like that. Please subscribe if you are brand new as well. We're nearly at 3K now, just a couple of hundred to go, and then that'll be another goal of mine ticked off. So if you could do me a solid and do that, that would be great. Please hit the notification bell as well, so that you're always aware of when I'm uploading and going live. And of course, get your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below with your score predictions, your goal scorers, and just how you feel the game is going to go in general. So then, firstly, let's just discuss briefly the press conference that Daniel Farke did earlier on this afternoon. He obviously confirmed that Willie Gnonto is injured and will miss the game tomorrow. He's done something to his lateral ankle ligament or something like that. And he needs to be further assessed to determine how long he'll be out of the team for. I think worst case scenario, it could be a few months. Best case scenario, hopefully just a few weeks. So we'll, hopefully hear something soon about him. The big news is obviously regarding Stuart Dallas, who is back in first team training, which is really good to see. I'm buzzing for Stuart Dallas. I'm sure he's been through a lot physically and mentally over the last, 18 months. He didn't play any part of last season, and I'm sure that killed him inside, seeing the club get relegated and him not being able to help out at all. But I feel that Dallas will play a part in this season. Obviously, Farke said he's still a long way away from being part of a match day squad, but he has got back on the grass and he's training with the first team now, which is really, really good to see. And Patrick Bamford is injured for the game still, so he won't be part of the squad, but he's hoping to have him at least in the squad ahead of Southampton next week. It'll be interesting to see how Farke plays that when Bamford is back available. I wouldn't change the forward line at the minute. I think Rutter and Perot are working up a very good partnership, but Bamford is a very good option to bring off of the bench at this level, but he shouldn't be starting games when he comes back. So then, Watford, a team that have started off really well in the league this season. Obviously, their last outing was also on Wednesday night, as they drew 2-2 at home to West Bromwich Albion. But they, as I said, they have started off well. They beat Birmingham at the weekend when we beat Millwall. Some other good results this season as well. They have got players going forward, that can hurt Leeds United. Tommins is a prime example of that. I feel like in the past, whenever we've come up against Tommins, he's always played quite well. And the Leeds fans always give him a bit of stick, which I think spurs him on to want to do good against Leeds. His goal the other night against West Brom, he took it really well as well. It was a good finish, and it was his first goal for the club, as he has just joined them this season. But they have got some good players in there. They have got good experience. We've got Jake Livermore in there as well, who's a seasoned veteran at this level. He didn't come on the other night. I think he was an unused substitute. The manager there plays good attacking football, and Daniel Farke knows him quite well, having played against him when he was a player, and he's come up against him a few times when the Watford manager was at Barnsley. So, they are a good team, and I do think this will be a tougher game than what the Hull game was the other night. I really do, because let's be honest, there'll be Hull fans that say a draw was fair because we was good in the first half, they were good in the second half. But the reason why they were good in the second half is because of the red card and the red card only. For me, they were bang average up until Joe Rodon got sent off. I don't think Meslier had a thing to do up until that happening. Didn't really offer much going forward at all, and I felt Leeds coped with them well defensively until the red card. That red card obviously throws a bit of a spanner into the works now, as obviously Rodon is suspended for the game. Be interesting to see how who he picks in the back four. I think I've got a pretty good idea of who I think he'll pick, unfortunately. But there's a certain player that I would be throwing in there, but I just don't think he will. I think he'll go for the alternative. But yeah, let's just get into my predicted 11 then. So who I think Farker will actually go for is Meslier in goal, Luke Ayling at right back. I think the partnership at centre back will be Struijk and Cooper, unfortunately, with Sam Byram coming back into the team at left back. For the last few games, I've been saying Archie Gray will get rested. But he should be rested for me, but I don't think he will be. I think he'll play again. I think it'll be Archie Gray and Ethan Ampadu in the holding midfield. And then the front four, I think, should be Jadon Anthony, Jorginho Rutter, Crescencio Somerville, and Yoel Perreault. People might argue Dan James could be slotted in there ahead of Anthony, but I just don't. I think Dan James is better as an impact sub rather than starting games. I think he did well against Millwall as a sub, but the other night when he started, I just didn't think he had the same effect on the game. Jadon Anthony is a very good player at this level. He was starting games in the Premier League at the start of the season for Bournemouth. He has to come in and start playing games for me, especially now Nonto is injured. I would have Charlie Cresswell at the back alongside Pascal Struijk. Liam Cooper, yes, he made a very good tackle against Hull towards the end, which prevented a very good goal-scoring opportunity for them. But in his first 10 minutes of being on the pitch, he created 2 errors. And I just think he's a liability. I really do. I think having Luke Ayling and Liam Cooper in the same back four tomorrow will be serious anxiety, panic attacks from me in the South Stand, just watching it unfold. Hopefully we can get away with it at this level. But if that was your back four in the Premier League, there'd be some serious, warning signs for me. I think Tom Ince will definitely be on Luke Ayling's side. I know he kind of cuts in off the right, but I think they'll put him out to the left just to get at Luke Ayling. I think Tom Ince is probably their best winger. From who I know, I don't really recognise any of the other names that I've seen playing for them, I'll be honest. But Luke Ayling will continue to get targeted whilst he's in the team, so we need to prepare for that. We need to make sure that whoever's at right centre-back is covering him, and like Archie Gray is helping out when Luke goes forward as well, so that we're less exposed to the counter-attacks from Watford. Like I say, this is a very good opportunity to carry some momentum now. The last 3 games in a row we've not conceded, which is good. How many points is it? 8 points from a possible 15 or something like that now. But it's a decent run. Leeds United are on a good run. We're the only team in the Championship that hasn't conceded a goal this month, which is good. Hopefully that can continue tomorrow. Unfortunately, I don't think it will. I think we will concede in the game. I think Watford have got some good attacking players from the highlights that I've seen on YouTube and things. And I just think, how long can we go on this run of not conceding? I think it's bound to happen, and I think it probably will happen tomorrow. However, is that going to be enough to beat Leeds United? I don't think so. I think the attacking threat that we've got, Jadon Anthony, Crescencio Somerville, Rutter, Perreault, it'll be my first time seeing Perreault in the flesh at Elland Road tomorrow, which I'm very excited for. Alongside Jadon Anthony as well, and hopefully we get to see Kamara and Gruev make an impact off the bench. But now I've said Archie Gray will start, he'll probably get rested, because that's usually what happens when you predict things like that. But I just think, the last few games we've been saying Gray will get rested, and he just isn't resting him. So, and he's openly said as Farker that he doesn't like rotating too much. So that makes me think it will be Ampadu and Gray again tomorrow. But I think we've definitely got enough to go out there tomorrow afternoon and beat Watford, and I think we will. I don't think Watford are going to come to Elland Road and sit deep in a low block and just invite pressure onto themselves. I think they're a good enough footballing team to want to come to Elland Road and put pressure on Leeds United, but that works in our favour. I want Watford to actually come and play at us tomorrow because it exposes them to the counter-attack from us, and I think we've definitely got the better front line, the better forward line. out of the two teams. And I think we can be way more effective on the counter attack than what they can. But we just need to remain defensively solid, which, whoever comes in tomorrow, there will be a change in that back line. That back line that has gone the last 3 games without conceding. So it will be interesting to see how it all pans out defensively. I still think we do have enough, like I say, guys, to get all 3 points tomorrow. And if we do, it puts us in good stead going to Southampton next week, because even though Southampton are on a bit of a weird run at the minute, not a good run at all, actually. It is one of them games that could go either way on the day. So at least if we can get a win tomorrow and get higher up the league, hopefully get into the top 6, then it kind of builds momentum and builds confidence going into a tough away game down at St Mary's next week. So my score prediction for tomorrow, I'm going to go 2-1. Like I say, I do think we'll concede tomorrow, but I think we'll get the first goal in the game. And I think from then on, it'll just open the game up and Leeds will be able to play their good footballing stuff. Like I say, I'm really enjoying the football again. I think Farke's got a very good style, which applies pragmatism at the back. Like I say, I'm a little bit worried about the defensive situation now that Rodon is out. But the good thing is it's only one game, and hopefully we can just get through tomorrow and then we move on to Southampton next week. But I am going with a 2-1 win, guys. So as I said at the beginning, hit me up in the comment section down below with all your thoughts and opinions, your scorers, your scoreline, everything. And on your way out, if you could smash a like on the video, that would be very much appreciated. Please subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. Hit the notification bell. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow afternoon after the game when I get back for my match review. And I'll see you then. Cheers.